Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm glad you're here. Today I am doing some spring tags. I am just going to do a little process video. I have 3 different tags. One's going to be vintage, one's going to be more of a watercolor, and one is going to be just a layered tag. So come with me and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is my vintage tag, and what I've done is I've sewn a layer of coffee stained paper, a layer of coffee stained writing paper, and in the middle is just a white cardstock tag like this, just to make it a little firmer because this is not cardstock, the coffee stained, and it was too floppy. And this is going to be my watercolor tag, the plain white one, and then I have a pink one. And what I'm going to do first is the vintage tag, and I'm just going to start like we always start with some layering, and I'm going to start with some music page, some book page, and I'm going to glue those down, but I'm going to ink them first just to give more depth to my tag. And you might say, why ink them if you're going to cover them up? And that's because I may not cover them up. And we want it to have, remember the depth, the texture. That's what all this layering adds, is depth and texture to the finished piece. So I'm not sure at the end what's going to be showing and what's not. So I want to make sure everything I put on here, if it shows, it's adding. Because if it's not adding something to it, then why take the time to even put it on? That's how I look at it. And I'm just using my Craft Bond, Elmer's Craft Bond glue. It's for fabric or paper. I like it because it is for fabric or paper. It's inexpensive, and I did a glue comparison basically, and I will link that above if you want to check it out. I compared, I don't know, like 4 glues basically. And it said in the video that I wasn't going to use any of them because this one's hard on my hands, but I ended up using it because of the versatility. Okay, now I've got that down. I'm going to use just a little bit of, kind of like cheesecloth. I can't remember. We'll call it cheesecloth because that's what it looks like. And I'm going to put this on here. Normally, I don't even use glue in these. I use tape, but tape just will not work when you're layering tags and stuff. So, today, glue it is. Okay. Oh, I hate glue on my hands. That's the problem. I don't like glue. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and stamp a little bit with my, I'm just using the tea dye from Tim Holtz. And I'm going to do some texture with my bubble wrap. I can get it on here. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to do some stamping. A little bit of stamping, also some words. I'm going to use a little black ink, but I don't want it to be too dark. So I'm probably going to dab it and then stamp it off a little bit. And I'll show you what I mean. Okay, I don't want it to be super dark, so I'm going to stamp it there, and then I'll come back over here and stamp. Okay, and once you do that, I'm going to... Okay, so here we are. We've added our texture and everything. Now I'm going to start building. These are spring themed, so I'm going to add a flower pot with some flowers, which is a die cut. I'm going to add some green ribbon. And I think I'm going to have some flowers cascading down. Like so. Like that. Where it's, oops. Okay, so I have some green ribbon. I'm going to add my flower pot, put some flowers cascading down. And then what I'm going to do is take just a little white paint and flick it on. So let's get everything glued down first. Glue my side down here. Now, everybody's different. You may have done something different than this, and that's fine. This is how I envisioned it. I would love to see your tags. Make them below and post them in the comments. Always love to see other people's work. Okay, now I'm going to glue the rest of my little flowers down. This one's at the bottom. And then I've got to glue my flower pot and my flowers. The flower pot is just a die cut from Cricut that I cut out. And the flowers I got in a swap. So I like to use things in swaps and everything. Okay. Now, it doesn't look quite finished to me, so I'm going to take a little white fabric paint and dip my brush in it just a little bit. Okay, I dip my brush in it just a little bit, and then I'm going to flick it everywhere. Do it again. Add some white just in strokes too. Right, now we're going to set this tag aside and let it dry, but there's our first tag. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way. Our next tag is our watercolor tag, okay? So it's going to be, I'm still going to build the base like all the other tags we do. I'm going to get my book page. And my music. And glue them down. Okay. Add just a little bit more because the pieces just weren't very big that time. Now this part, I don't really think about where I put them. I just kind of put them where I think they need to go. I don't know, are you specific when you're layering your base pieces? Sorry. Now this side, these pieces, you may have noticed, I did not ink them, and that's because I'm watercoloring over them anyway. You wouldn't be able to see it, so not gonna worry about it. Okay, this one I am using watercolors. And I'm going to just get my brush wet and get in this blue right here. And just kind of brush all over. I love blue. This is pretty. And the color is going to go really well for what the theme of this one's going to be. And you'll see in just a sec. Move the watercolor out of the way. Now this one, I am building a tree. And you'll see what I'm talking about. I have really cute die cut window with a little bird and a little branch that I'm going to use. I'm also going to use this brown paper, and I'm going to use some of these leaves, and we're going to cut some leaves out of some green stamps. So this one is going to be watercolor mixed media. Okay, so I'm going to put here. Where did I put my little blotter? Okay. Well, I'll just do it this way. You know what? I don't like that. I'm going to cut it off. Now I am going to ink this even though it's brown. I just want to give it some definition, a little depth on the paper. Okay, and I'm going to put it to about right there. Put my tree trunk there. Alright, so there's my tree trunk. And I'm going to put it right there. Right there. Then add my little skinny branch here. I don't know if you saw it the first time. See it? That's the little, I don't know if you can see it. It's a little skinny branch. It's kind of cute. It's going behind the window. And then the bird's going to go in front of the window. So next I'm going to put the window down. And it's like you're looking out of your second story window onto a tree. Okay. Let me get that. Let's see, just right there. Okay. And then I'm going to put my bird. I don't know if you can see. There's my little bird. These were all die cuts. Of course you can, if you don't have any die cuts, you can always go online, find a picture, and cut it out yourself. It doesn't have to be expensive or fancy. Okay, so that's where we're at so far. And we're going to add in our leaves at the top. I hate glue. My fingers stick together. Because I get glue everywhere. Okay, now I'm going to move that out of the way. And I'm going to take these stamps and just kind of cut them like leaves. And kind of fill in all of the blank spaces. And these were some stamps I had. And I also am going to use some green stamps. Green stamps, that's what these are, right? And all I'm doing is cutting the shapes kind of quickly. There, and let's get one more of the fabric leaves. I have some more of those, and we'll add those in. Gotta add in some yellow, I think, to prep it up in some color there. Yeah, that'll work. Let's add in a yellow one. It's a pretty big one. Let's see if I have a littler one. Look, I have a littler one. Let's add in a little yellow one. Let's see if I can get this one cut a little better. Alright. Okay. So let's glue all these down. We'll put one there. One there. One there. I'm just kind of mixing in the green stamps that I cut into leaf shapes around the fabric leaves. That way we have lots of texture. And a couple more yellow leaves, but I'm going to cut them with this big leaf. one on the ground. Because if you have a bird, they might have knocked some on the ground. I know the birds around our house too. Okay, so there we are so far. Then I'm going to come in with my stamp and do some word stamping. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with my bubble wrap and do a little yellow, like sun stamp. So I get my watercolor here. Oops. Okay, then I'm going to do some stamping. Okay, and there we go. I am pretty happy with that. Okay, we're gonna let it dry, and we've got one more to go. You know what? This one, I'm going to add a little trim to it as well. No, I'm not. Okay, this one we're going to leave like this for now. And we're going to put it over here to dry. This last one is also spring. Again, we're going to do our base of book pages and music. So I'm going to ink it up this time. So this won't take but a second. Okay. And I'm going to put those down. Then I'm going to put just a little bit of this down. And that. And then this part. Okay. And then a little bit of this in the center. A little bit of our cheesecloth because we want a little more texture on this one. Not going to use paint so much. Maybe a little splattering, but nothing major. Okay. Now in the center of this one, whoops, we're going to use, let's see, I have a fence somewhere. Let me see, where did my fence go? Alright, this one I'm going to use, oh, you know what? I think I'll just use some pretty flowers in the center of this one. Yeah, I'll just use some pretty flowers. I have these really cool stickers too. I think I might, I don't know. Yeah, I like this one. This is a big one, but it'll go good right in the center. Oh yeah. And that's a simple way to make a really cool tag. Now on this one, all I'm going to do is ink around the edges of my tag. And there we go. That was fast. That's the easiest way to do it. Use some cool stickers, layer with the cheesecloth and the other layering papers. Make sure you ink them. And then here's the first one we did. A lot of texture on that one as well. And then this one I still feel like it needs something. So I think we're going to put this kind of up here. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I like that because it gives it a little more depth. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this spring tag video. I had a lot of fun. I hope you found something that you could use. Here is our first tag. Here is our second tag with our birds. And here's our third tag where it was a small tag, so we just used layering and a 3D sticker. And I think it looks amazing as well. So if you have a favorite, let me know down below in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure and give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure and hit that subscribe button. I will see you next time. Thanks for being here. Bye.